Hello, my name is Melanie Guajardo, and this is my presentation on the 7 elements of design. So first, we're going to be talking about space. Space is the area around or between parts of a composition or design. We have positive space, negative space, and white space. Positive and negative space is when you draw an object on a page. We create negative and positive space. We add a new shape and subtract from the original space. White space is the space around objects, also called composition. A lot of space can create visual weight of an object. This right here on that bright corner, the black would be considered the positive space. On the second picture, this face right here, the body, would be considered the negative space. And then the space around the polka dots would be considered the white space. Second, we're going to be talking about lines. A continuous mark made on a surface by a moving point. Line variation. There's many ways to use lines. It can be jagged, thick, wavy, thin, etc. The weight of a line. Thick lines represent boldness and can come off as aggressive, meanwhile thin lines may seem delicate, yet elegant. And rhythmic lines are predictable, which make us feel relaxed. Shapes. A shape is an enclosed space and are limited to 2 dimensions. The 3 main geometric shapes are circles, triangles, and rectangles. Circles represent completion because they have no endpoint. Triangles represent hierarchy because of its balance and apex. And rectangles represent most of the things around us, such as our phones, walls, desks, etc. Size. Oh, I didn't finish the other one, sorry. Okay, so organic shapes compose a huge range of regularly angled shapes. A spatter of paint would represent an organic shape. And then modified shapes are shapes that have been modified. So for example, sharp corners feel precise, but rounded corners feel more comforting. So for example, most of the apps we use have round corners because they're more welcoming and, you know, it's like sitting at a table. If we sat at a table shaped like a star, we would avoid it because of its sharp corners. But if we had to sit at a table, we'd choose a round table because it's more comforting and welcoming instead of a sharp, stark table. Next is size. Size is a comparison of an object's size to its environment or another object. We have type/layout and documents. We might get asked to type a 12-point type for our layout, which would be our heading and our subheading, and then or work on a 10 times 10 inch document, which would be document, correct? Next would be color, the amount of light reflected off an object. We have RYB colors, which are our primary colors that are used to make all the other colors. So it would be red, blue, and yellow. We have warm colors and cool colors. Warm colors are usually used to make paintings such as a sunny day. Meanwhile, cool colors are used to make paintings or drawings or whatever you're creating. For example, a rainy day or a snowy day. So yeah. Tinting, toning, and shading. So right here in the lower right corner, white, we would use it for tinting, gray, we would use it for toning, and black, we would use it for shading. Next is texture. It is the surface quality of something. We have actual texture, which have qualities we can physically touch, which would be the snake right here. I don't know if any of y'all have touched a snake before. It feels kind of depends if you like them or not, but it feels kind of nice. Or if you've worn any snake clothing. And then we have the implied texture, which is illusions created through drawing techniques. So we have kind of the same snake, and they use color pencil for this art. So yeah. Then we have value, which is how light or dark an area looks. We have highlights, midtones, and shadows, which shadows would be the darker area, midtones would be, well, the midtone, and then highlights would be like the lightest area. So I don't know if any of y'all have done the assignment yet, but we were instructed to shade a square, a cylinder, I think, I'm not sure, and then a sphere. And so this would be considered the highlight, this would be considered right here the midtone, and then this would be considered the shadow. And then if anyone else is taking a digital imaging right now, we were instructed to pretty much work on an art piece, and we were supposed to get the highlight of for example, the hand, and then the shadow, and then the midtone, which should be like around right here. Well, this concludes my presentation. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.